Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we're doing another Aether Revolt pre-release. Well, I guess it's release now, draft. I definitely, just to go out on a limb here right off the bat, I really like the way that they've basically made it cheap entry into these initial release drafts. I really like how they did that online. I think that's much, much better. Makes it much more affordable. Okay, so we have Malfist Revolutionary, 3 mana, 3/3 trample, and when it enters the battlefield or dies, you get another counter, so you can get more energy, you can get more +1/+1 counters, you can get more -1/-1 counters. If those exist in this, I assume they do somewhere. There's also Enraged Giant. I think I like the Revolutionary more. It's monocolor. I like the Refiner. I like the Sweatworks Brawler. The rare we got is not one I'm going to take. Lifecraft Cavalry is also good, but I think we'll take the Revolutionary. It's a monocolor, powerful 3-drop that we can start it off with. I like that. Okay, so follow-up pick. So I think we probably just want the shock. We'll try. When it enters the battlefield, exile target artifact or creature an opponent controls until it leaves the battlefield. Never mind. I think we just want this Thopter Arrest. Yeah. So this is like the Oblivion Ring of the set. Yeah, that's going to be better than shock. Gonna have to get used to seeing these pictures and immediately associating them with what the ability does. So yeah, Thopter Arrest is the best card here. There's Lifecraft Cavalry, shock. I actually like the Lifecrafter's Gift. I think this card's better than I initially gave it credit for. There's a Poisoner in here as well, which is good. And Mobile Garrison's okay, but yeah, let's take this Arrest. Very good. Okay, so Scrounging Bandar is actually just a fantastic card. There's also Revolution in here, which is removal. Good removal at that. So I could just go with the removal spell, but what I like about Bandar is it works for multiple archetypes in the format. It's a very good Revolt card, because at the beginning of the upkeep, you can just move the counters to another creature. This goes to the graveyard, you have Revolt. It also works really well with the +1/+1 counter abilities in this set, like Malfist Revolutionary, for example, or that Lightcrafter's Gift we just saw, and then even stuff from the Kaladesh packs. So there is some incentive to take the Scrounging Bandar here over the Revolution, because it already works well with our first pick. And it's very good. I know that it's very good. I've played with it already. I've played against it. I think we're going to take the Bandar over the Revolution. Another Revolution in here. Here's another card with +1/+1 counter effects. Implement. This Aerial Modification, I've been thinking about trying this card. It's pretty amazing with vehicles. Might actually be worth a try. There's also Prey Upon, though, which is very good with what we already have. So I might just take the Prey Upon. It's pretty good removal. I think the Implement is synergistically better with our deck. I think there's a chance we wheel the Automaton, because there's a lot of good cards left in here. Yeah, I think there's actually a pretty good chance we get this Automaton back. And I might play that too, because it does have some synergy here as well. A little bit. So let's take the Prey Upon over the Aerial Modification, I think, just because I do want to try the modification at some point, but I'd rather get a premium green removal spell at the moment. Okay, I think Pima Aetherseer is good. There's a Mobile Garrison here. There's this Aeronaut Admiral, which I think is probably pretty good too. It's got evasion. It only has 1 toughness for 4 mana though. We don't have any vehicles yet, but I think the ability is good. I like this Pima Aetherseer. This is a cool card. You can force something to block. I think that effect is actually very good. And that's it. I think it's basically Aeronaut Admiral versus the Aetherseer. I guess we take the Aetherseer. We're not for sure white. In fact, there's a pretty good chance that we could just splash the Thopter Arrest. We're in green. We're going to have the means to splash if we need to. So we're not even guaranteed that we're white yet. I think we're just green at the moment. Okay, So here's some good choices. We have the Lifecrafter's Gift. Currently works with the Bandar, the Revolutionary. Both of which are good. We have this Dawnfeather Eagle, which I think is actually a pretty good card, but we don't have to get 5-drops just yet. I feel like synergistically speaking, this gift is going to play really well for us. I think Highspire Infusion is a very good card too, but I'm actually going to go for the +1/+1 counter card here over the Mobile Garrison too, which I think is actually, I like the Garrison a lot. I've come around on that, but it's not that I ever disliked it. I think I just didn't know how much I liked it, and I like it more now. So we'll take the +1/+1 counter synergy card. We'll try and make like a synergistic little buffing deck. Okay, we'll take the Garrison now over the Natural Obsolescence. I think we have the means to find other ways to deal with artifacts and enchantments. We already have the Thopter Arrest, so that's fine. Okay, I wanted to try out this Barricade Breaker. The problem is we don't have a great start for it. We can still go for it later, but maybe we just want this Crusher instead. It's more cost efficient and doesn't, unlike Barricade Breaker, it doesn't rely on us having a heavy artifact theme. It just relies on us having pretty good creatures, which, as we all know, green is notorious for. It also is going to work really well with our Prey Upon. I guess Barricade Breaker does too, but I think the cost of Crusher is going to be less than that of Breaker based on this start that we have. So Rogue Refiner, certainly something to consider here. I think we'll take it. Mostly because we could still end up blue-green splash white, maybe make a Bant deck. Like, I think the card is very good. It's tough to deny a 3-drop, cantrip, energy producer. So we could still possibly be green-blue. I mean, we're seeing a lot of late blue here. Another Mobile Garrison, Ice Over, Rebuke. I don't know how I feel about Ice Over just yet. I think it's okay. We can take the Automaton. I think that makes sense with our Lifecrafter's Gift. I don't think the card is particularly good, but we already have a Garrison and a Crusher, so we already have a couple vehicles. I think we're likely going to find some more, and I wouldn't mind filling up our lower end a little bit more as well. So we'll take the Automaton. Okay. This is actually, I was going to take the Night Market card, but Alley Evasion is very good. 1 mana buff or counter your removal spell, so I think we'll take that over the guard. Good combat trick. Got the modification back. That's just phenomenal. Modification on a Crusher. Attack you for 8 on turn 5. Flying. Yeah, that's really good. I'm really happy that we got that back. I don't really like the Consulate turret. And obviously we're not in Wrangle. I guess we'll take the turret, but I don't think it's happening. It's just not really thematically what we're looking to do. So, I think we're just going to let someone have the black card. Because at this point, getting that... oh, well, I meant to take the land, but we got the Brawler. It doesn't really matter. So there's Yahenni's Expertise. As long as it's not worth a bunch, I won't take it. But we'll see. Because I actually... Okay. It's currently worth like 4 tickets, so I think I might want to take it. But the problem is we have another Revolutionary in here, which is really good. I do actually like the Lifecraft Awakening too. And there's a Prey Upon in here. So we could take the Revolutionary. It's just a good beater. But yeah, Henny's Expertise, like I said, is like 4 tickets. So I think I'm going to take that. If we can get back Infiltrator... I'm positive we'll get back Automaton. So we're looking for Prey Upon, Awakening, Revolutionary, Infiltrator. Any of those 4 cards I think we're going to back. If this was a PTQ, I think we just slam the Revolutionary. It's not a PTQ, so I'm just going to take the 4 tickets. Okay, so Dockhand, Unbridled Growth. We have the Countless Gears Renegade, which I think is a good 2-drop. Kind of hunting for more creatures currently too. So I'm okay taking the Renegade. I mean, we have some Revolt synergy already with the Bandar. And actually, Alley Evasion, I guess, technically does some Revolt too. Potentially. So yeah, we'll take the Countless Gears Renegade, get a 2-drop. I like the Infusion, but like I said, I think that we are currently hunting for more creatures. And 2-drop creatures are kind of at a premium. currently only have 3 white spells, and there is an Aether Chaser in here as well. That's okay. We'll take the Renegade here. Untethered Express is very strong. Obviously, I missed it last time. I actually think Pacification Array is a very, very strong card. It's like the new Icy Manipulator. Obviously, Icy's better, but there's also Caught in the Brights in here as well, which I would definitely play. But we'll take the Untethered Express. So, okay. We're probably just good on vehicles at this point. So we have the Admiral. Yeah, that's going to be good. There's also a Leopard. The Admiral does have good synergy with our 3 creatures, though. Yeah. I think we're going Admiral here. It's another 4-drop, which I'm not in love with taking, because then at that point we really don't need any more 4-drops. But we'll see how this card plays, maybe. Taking it over another Aether Seer. Aether Seer is very good in this deck. What's cool about this with vehicles is you can play it, activate your Crusher, and then get 6 energy. So you can use the ability twice. It's very nice. But Admiral, we'll see how... We'll give the Admiral a chance. Otherwise, I think I would take the Leopard or the Aether Seer, both of which would be good too. Okay, so now we can take the Leopard, I think. Renegade map actually has Revolt synergy, which is cool, not to be overlooked. It's not what we're looking for, because I don't think we're going to splash for Refiner. It's currently just not in our best interest. But Leopard is very good. Conviction's cool too. It's another Revolt card. It's a pretty cool Revolt card, as a matter of fact, but we'll take the Leopard. Leopard is a very good beater. Okay, so we have a Hidden Herbalist, which is good, and probably what we want. Unbridled Growth, also a Revolt generator. Don't need another Crusher, so okay. Herbalist, very good. Okay, so now we can take Conviction. We can take Night Market Guard, and that's about it. I think we'll take the Guard over the Conviction. I like Conviction. We don't have a ton of Revolt, like I said. We do have a little bit, though. We have a couple. But I think Guard is actually better than it looks. I think a lot of people look at it and think it's a terrible card, but I actually think it's better than it looks. So we'll take it. Okay. So we'll probably just take another Renegade here. Sure. I'm not in love with 2/2s, but we have some big fat fatties in our vehicles here. Ooh, getting that Prey Upon back is just fantastic. So definitely taking that. The Infusion, a very, very good combat trick. Even without the much use for the energy. We do have a little bit. The Leopard, the Seer. It's still a good card. +3/+3, instant speed. Take it over the Walker and be happy enough about that. Wheeled Aether Chaser. Well, that's unusual. I guess we'll take the Walker. I mean, you don't need to hate draft when you're in a league. So we'll let someone take the red card. We're not going to splash for an Aether Chaser either. Getting the Aether Seer back is great. I mean, we do have too many 4-drops already, but that is still very good. All right, they can have all the red cards they want. I guess we don't need a Rebuke either, so okay. We can get this Refiner out of the deck. Still undecided whether we're going to be... Ooh, well, Bristling Hydra is very good, but I was going to say, still undecided whether we're going to be a 16 or 17 land deck. It's kind of looking like 17 if we're going to play all these. Bristling Hydra, another card that works well with the +1/+1 counter effects that we have. The Revolutionary, the Gift. Anything else in here we care about? Goggles. These Renegades are Artificers. But yeah, take the Hydra. It's very good. Okay, so we have the Judge, which currently synergizes with Bandar, Revolutionary, sort of. Hydra, that's 3. Gift, that's 4. There's also Hunt the Weak. Our removal is currently 2 Prey Upons, a Combat Trick and Evasion, an Infusion, a Thopter Arrest. It's actually not bad. Our removal is not bad. There's also Pima Outrider, more +1/+1 synergy. I think we just, if we take the Judge, it's another 4-drop, but it seems like all the cards we want in here are 4-drops, right? Like, I guess we could take the Herald of the Fair. It's just, it's not a very premium card. I want the Judge to be better in here. Even if you draw 1 card off the Judge, it's pretty good. We may have to re-examine the exact plan we're going for here. Like, I think Walker's probably out. All right, we'll take the Judge. We're going to hope to find some more +1/+1 effects here. So we could take the Edge Crafter. It does synergize with our +1/+1 counter effects that we have, which means most of the time we're going to make this a 5/6. We could just take the Cobra. It has Death Touch. It's cheap. Yeah, it's interesting. If I take the Edge Crafter, I'm leaning more towards the 17 land version of this deck. If I take the Cobra, I still think we can pull off a 16 land version of this deck, because our curve is still that in which we can probably get away with cutting a couple 4-drops and still be fine. Like, we don't need to run the Admiral just because we have 3 vehicles. We don't need to run 2 Pima Aether Spheres. I'm going to go for the lower curve version of the deck. Most of the time I'm erring towards lower curve decks. I think it's better. There's a Cloud Blazer in here. We didn't get Fixing, though, so I don't think we're going to go for that. Even though we could wheel a Wild Wanderer, but like I said, we're already good on 4-drops. So I think I'm probably cutting these 2 first. We can take the Artisan, and it has synergy with our Judge, and as well as the rest of our +1/+1 counter stuff. So we'll take the Artisan. Acrobatic Maneuver. We have good into the battlefield effects. We have some. Yeah, we have some, but I'd rather take the Artisan. Let's go for more buffs. Ooh. I actually like Wildest Dreams quite a bit. It's much better if you have bombs to return. We don't exactly have bombs to return. We have like Hydra, Express, and that's about it. I still think I'd take it. It's pretty fantastic on a stalled board state, and even if you're paying 3 mana for a regrowth, that's not bad either. So I think we're going to take that over the Herald. Yeah, I'm going to go for the rare here. Okay, so there's a Sage of Shayla's Claim, which we don't really need, but we are looking for more 2-drops, so I guess I'm okay with that. We don't really need the Puzzle Knot. Okay, Sage it is. So Cogworker's Puzzle Knot is actually quite good for our deck. There's also Ornamental Courage, which I would play, but Puzzle Knot, we have enough cheap Revolt cards where I kind of like what Puzzle Knot does. Getting +1/+, or just 1/1 dudes, rather, is not that great, but I think because we're looking for more cheap stuff to do, it's fine. So there's Virtuoso, that's late. There's Hawk and there's Herald. I may actually like the Hawk more. Lets us just go over top. That's pretty good. The Herald can activate all of our... I'm trying to think if I'm going to have to... If I was going to cut a vehicle, I'd probably cut the Garrison. I think I like the Crusher and the Express more. They're just more beef. Garrison's, like I said, not bad, but... So Herald versus Hawk. I think we'll go for the Hawk. Like I said, we'll go for the evasive cheap guy. Okay, Bastion Mastodon's very good. Might actually just make the deck, too. But we could take the Construct or the Patrol as well. I think we'll take the Mastodon. It's a pretty worthy 5-drop, I think. I mean, I want to keep the curve low, but... Alright, I think I'm going to take Mastodon. It's a good 5-drop. Alright, we'll take the Herald now. Guess we'll just take the green card. Sure. All the commencements. And a dromedary. Okay. So we have to make some cuts. Still on the fence of thinking if it's in my best interest to play 16 or 17 lands. I have to mull that over a little bit, but there's some cool things going on with this deck, definitely. Okay, so let's think here. I think guard can go. I think I'm just looking for the weakest cards in the deck currently. I feel like the garrison might go too. Sage has synergy with Revolutionary, sort of. Leopard and Aether Seer, but probably don't need this either, honestly. It's just a piker most of the time. I think the garrison's going to go too. So we can cut these three, I'm pretty sure. And then we can either cut 2 more cards and go for the 16 land deck, which I might still be on board with. If I do that, I probably want to cut another 4-drop. Maybe the Aether Seer. I actually really like the card, but probably don't need it. This kind of counts as a creature too. But maybe we don't need the Puzzle Knot. Maybe all of our 2-drops are better. Like, it does give us Revolt, but I don't think that matters that much. I think I like the Automaton more because it has synergy with Gift, Judge, and Revolutionary. And it's kind of like a cool little late game thing you can do. But maybe the Automaton is the worst. Let's find all of our +1/+1 counter cards, right? Because I wanna look at how many we have. So we have the 1, the Express, that's 2, 3 Hydra, 4 Artisan, 5 Revolutionary, sort of, but it can't give itself one, so I don't even know if you can count that. And then the Bandar 5. So we don't have a ton. Automaton 6. This is tough. Maybe the Evasion can go, but I kind of like the card. I guess we still have to make 2 cuts, so we're probably going to have to cut a combat trick and a creature, I think, right? Because we have 2 Prey Upons, an Infusion, a Thopter Arrest, a Gift. So we're good on removal without the Evasion, even though I do like Evasion. I think I like Infusion more. It is an extra mana, though. So I'm thinking cut the Evasion. And I'm thinking cut the Puzzle Knot or the Automaton. I think all of our other 2-drops are probably better. I could consider Sage because I forgot that it has synergy with Hawk too. So I could cut Automaton and Puzzle Knot and bring back the Sage. If you're running 16 lands, it does feel a little bit less likely that you'll be able to invest in the Automaton. Like, I feel like we can beat down a little bit better without the Automaton. This is like a late game plan that we don't really need. Like, we already have the Wildest Dreams. We've got these kind of count as a creature too. We've got the big vehicles. Yeah, I'm kind of comfortable cutting these 3 and then bring back the Sage. And this is a 16 land deck. What's our curve look like? Our curve is pretty good. We do have, I guess, 8 of our cards are 4 or 5 mana. Well, we should say 6 4-drops, 2 5-drops. So we top out at 5 with 2 cards. But 3, 6, 9, 12, 14, 16 of our cards. So I see. I don't really want to cut any of my 4-drops. Maybe if I want to run 16 lands, maybe it is in our best interest to cut the Seer, but that's one less thing that we can get Sage value off of. I don't know if that matters. Like, we still have the Hydra, the Hawk, and the Leopard to get the payoff from Sage. So maybe I don't need the Seer. So then I can cut another 4-drop and maybe bring back the Puzzle Knot or the Automaton or maybe a Night Market Guard. Like, is getting 1/1s that good for us? It's not great. Getting 1/1s doesn't do much for us. It basically, we'd run this because it gives us synergy with Revolt, but we don't need the synergy with Revolt to make those cards play good for us. Maybe we do try the Automaton. I played it once. I thought it was fine. Not great. But maybe having something to invest mana in could be good. And it has random synergy with some stuff in our deck, which could be good. Or we can bring back the Garrison, maybe? Have 3 vehicles. We do have the modification. Garrison's pretty... Okay, let's do the Garrison. Let's run it like this. I actually think this looks pretty good. Our curve looks a lot better now. I'm more comfortable with our curve. Okay, I'm fine with this, actually. We'll give this a try. So we have a couple double green. Not much for white. So I think we can fairly comfortably probably go 9/7 because we do have some 2-drop white we want to play early. So we'll go 9/7, which I think is also fine. Yeah, I like this deck. I think it looks pretty good. We're kind of beat down, but we have late game plan. And we've got some beef in here. We have some removal. Yeah, this deck seems fine to me. So we'll run it like this, and we'll see you round 1.